What's up, YouTube? Cunningham Tropicals. It's been a long time since we've done a live video, so we figured we'd walk you through kind of what's been going on in the fish room, show you some changes. As you know, we've been doing some downsizing. If you've watched our videos, we've been doing some fish room remodels. So we've been really busy moving some tanks around, changing some stock, switching from pretty much online selling of African cichlids and different cichlids, moving more towards breeding and back to enjoying the hobby for what we got into it for, was the relationships, to meet people, and just enjoy the fish. So we're going back to that. So with that, let's take a walk around. We'll show you some changes. We're still working on, almost done. A couple more tanks got to get moved, but we're getting there. So let's check out what's been happening. All right. So for those of you that remember, if you came down, been to my fish room, or if you watched many of my fish room walkthrough videos, you know there's been 675s that were here. Those tanks are no longer here. As well as the tanks that, if you watch some of my videos on the wall here, all these 40 longs, 40 breeders are all gone. They've all been taken down to our buddy George at Aquatics. So now we're working on setting up. We moved over some 125s here. This is what we're working on today, getting these running. We got these 125s here going. Now the 75s that were here moved down, which is this set here, and then the 675s that were over here are now on this wall. So now what we need to do for this wall is we got to work on drilling the tank. So we plumbed, everything's plumbed. We got the drains, the hoses. We just got to drill them and hook them up. This one was already on the old water change system before it moved, so this one we plumbed right back up. So these 125s we got to drill, and these 75s on this wall here, we're going to drill and plumb into our existing zone 4 and 5 water change system that we're running, so we can take advantage of that. So really the last tanks that need to get moved is today we're gonna catch these two lovely Severums that we have here, and these guys are gonna go into our setup we're doing over here. This is the 160 set that we moved, that are gars. If you remember, we used to breed a lot of Lechichroma Cuseps, Malawi gars. Those were in this top tank. Those are now sold. We lost the male and sold the females to another gentleman fish keeper in California. So we're going to move the Severums down here in this tank, and then we can shut that set down and get it ready to move. Just really what needs to happen, that this set here, we need to pull out. So it's about 3 foot from here. And then when we do that, when we move this set forward 3 foot, what'll happen is we'll bring this back set of 160, custom 160s and a 150 on the bottom, up behind these two 160s. And then we'll have about 4 foot of space, which will bring us to about this pole basically. So we'll have from this pole here to this tank here, so about 4 foot of space that we're going to put a couple chairs, and my dogs Jax and Daisy like to play with the decorations. I got decorations from my other tanks, and when I took them down, they like to take plants and take them upstairs. Say hello, my name is Jax. My name is little Daisy girl. So yes, these are my fish room pups. They love to eat the fish food, so it is dog approved. So let's walk around and see what's been going on. We do got some different fish we'll show you while we're at it. So let's check them out. We moved a little bit into some more South Americans. And here he won't come out. There he is. That's Vader, our big Dovi. He likes to hang down here, and this is his spot to hang out. Here he comes. Say hello. Come say hello. But yeah, no, I'm going to hide down here. Down here we have some Herolibifers, or the mouth-rooting Severums. and some red Atabapo 2 pikes. There's 3 pikes left in here, and this red spot severum that we're going to move into a different tank. We got some rhino plecos as well. These guys are always squaring off the pikes. There's a couple of the pikes hanging out down there. The pikes have made this log their home. There's one of them there. They get pretty good size on them. There's a couple male severums starting to square off. And then in here, we're going to keep our multifasciatus colony. These guys, we got to move. This, like I said, this tank we're going to move. We don't want to disrupt this colony too much. So we're going to try and drain this tank down enough, maybe, obviously as much as we can, and see, empty the bottom one out with all the substrate and see if we can't move it, foot and a half forward or so. So hopefully we can get that done. But all right, let's check out some more fish. Here we have some Trichtes mickii, some firemouth cichlids. These guys are in a 75 that we're trying to pair off. We got 5 of these guys from Imperial Tropicals. They're doing really well here in the 75. Down here we have a couple red spot severums left and some gold severums, some Peruvian green severums, and then there's some rainbow cichlids that are hanging out with them there. So this is kind of just a hodgepodge tank right now. We have a pair of rainbow cichlids that we're trying to spawn in the 20, but they did spawn in this tank here when we moved them, but they haven't spawned since we isolated them. So just a little different tank here. Here we have some Sabinis cichlids from, again, Imperial Tropicals. Trying to see if we can't spawn these guys. We're probably getting at each other a little bit. There's one of them there. So there's 6 of these guys again in a 75 by themselves. Seeing if we can't do something with them. Down here we have a whole tank of Dovi fry from Vader back there, and we sent the female up to another guy in Midland, Michigan there. Hopefully he was successful with breeding them. It's a pair of T-bars in here that we got from a gentleman in our club. They were hoping we can get to spawn here at some point. Down here in the pipe, we have a pair of Triglychromis autostigmas. If you guys are Tanganyikan lovers, Triglychromis, they love to dig, and yeah, they do dig. Here's tons of sand from the trigs piled up. So this is a pair. They find seclusion in that pipe there. No fry yet, but hopefully at some point we'll get some. Over here we have just a mismatch. We have some albino red dragon peacocks hanging out, grow out, and some Synodontis multipentatus, or the cuckoo cat, it's called. I'm hanging out there. So got to redo this tank a little bit more here. Now that it's been moved, we can rescape it and clean it up a little bit. Down here we have some more trigs, and we have some eels. We have 2 wild Tanganyikan eels that are hanging out down here, and we have 5 Triglychromis autostigmas that we're going to get out of here and move into where the gars were in the custom 160. But we're going to set it up a certain way so we can try and observe the Triglychromis and their mud dwelling behavior that they like to do there. So more to come with these guys. They're not going to stay there. And then here in this 125, we have some true parrot cichlids from Dave Schumacher, Dave's Rare Fish, that we're growing out. This is a new fish for us. Pretty excited to have these true parrots and grow these guys out. We got them in with some leopard val. Right now we're trying to see grow some val. They like to hang out right here on this around this tank, so you know they get 125. They got plenty of room to grow. So we'll see how these guys develop in here. So over here we have a trio. They haven't done anything with this for us yet, but Tilapia rhodesi, or they like big snail eaters. But we're hoping to breed these guys for BAP and then move them on, but they haven't done much. And then there's the old lovely rhino pleco hanging out. So that's a little bit about what's been going on over here at Cunningham Tropicals lately. Oh, there we got Vader's coming out a little bit. Let's see if we can get a better. Oh, he's probably gonna go back. He's probably gonna. Yep. I'm gonna go back under the log, and then we'll show you something here, a little neat. That's something pretty cool that we're really excited about. We brought back from the OCA extravaganza here. We got brought back some Temicula tubas, some chocolate cichlids, and we put a couple pair of Hero Labrifer severums. So there's the big old Temicula tuba tank. There's one of the females, one of the big males, another female, a couple of chocolate cichlids. And then here's a couple pair of severums we put in there for dithers to kind of help. There's one of the big male tubas there. So we're going to rearrange this tank too as well and give them a nice water change. And we got the favorite. Trying to zoom back up. We got the female's favorite strawberry pot that the breeder sent us right here. So we're gonna reset the tank up a little bit more, reshape it, give them some room, keep some of this wood in, but get some of these big pipes out and give them a little bit more room, and see if we can eventually get these tubas to spawn and see what they can become and what we can do with them. So, but yeah, with that, that's what's been going on in the fish room here at Cunningham Tropicals. A lot of changes, switching over now as I've said, to what I said I would never keep, Central Americans and some Souths, but mainly Centrals. We'd love to get a pair of red feste and some other fish that we're looking for. Hopefully we can find them at some point and have the pleasure of working with them. So with that, we're going to continue to set up our tanks and keep going on the fish room remodel. Thanks for coming along and watching my little live stream and checking out what we got going on here in the fish room. Everybody have a good rest of your Sunday and weekend.